You're tuned into Boxing UK. My name is Rack Noble. We are here with former world champion Lee Selby. Lee, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Enjoying my first few weeks of retirement.
Fellas, how's the retirement been? You been doing much golf, much fishing?
No fishing and no golf for me. I've been spending a lot of time with my family. I've been back in the gym. I've been training, and I'll be doing the same stuff, but without the fighting.
So of course you're here today for your fight, your boy, your mate Gavin Gwynn. How much have you been involved in his training and his setup for the fights?
In the early part of his training for this fight, I was with him near enough every day in the gym training, sparring. But since I'd boxed, I haven't been back to the boxing gym. I've just been doing like my cardio and weights, so I haven't seen him towards the end of his camp. But it's great to see him now. He's won the British title on his third attempt, and I'm very proud of him. He deserves it. He's one of the only boys in the gym that actually really digs in and works hard. He'll dig deep, and he showed that tonight.
Of course, you've been around Gavin for quite some time. How far do you think you can go?
I would like to see him make a few defences of the British title. I know the mandatory challenger is another fellow Welsh lad, and he's also from Newport, from where our boxing gym is based. So that would make for a great Welsh matchup, a nice homecoming for Gavin, and a great fight for the Welsh fans.
So, of course, you've now retired as a fighter. What do you see yourself next doing within the boxing world? Because I can't imagine you're going to walk away. You're still going to have an active role. What's next for Lee Selby?
Well, I can't walk away from the sport after being involved in boxing for the last 27 years. I had my first fight when I was 25 years ago. So I think I'll be back in the gym, and you might see me coaching boys. Maybe from the grassroots level, amateur boxing, all the way right through to the professionals.
Boxing is definitely a drug in the system. You know, once it's there, it's just not going anywhere. You can't do anything else. One way or another, you're stuck with it.
And that's it. Not only people involved in boxing can understand what you just said. An outsider would think you're mad. But once you're involved in boxing, you can't get out of it.
So of course, Lee, you've had many notable nights. From coming on, I always remember seeing you coming onto the scene against Stephen Smith, upsetting the odds, snatching that British and Commonwealth title, taking it back to Wales. You then gone on to win world titles, WBC international titles. Tell us some of the highlights of your career, best favourite moments.
Some of my earliest favourite moment after my pro debut was winning the Welsh title, and then from there the British and Commonwealth with the win over Stephen Smith, who was a great fighter, and then obviously winning the world title, and every other bout in between. They're all great nights, and like my pro debut meant as much to me as winning like the world title.
So of course you've already announced retirement very recently. At what point did you feel that this was the right time to call it a day?
Straight after the fight, really, or in the ring. You know, the desire sort of left me, and I know after the fight. Well, put it this way: early on in my career, if I'd have lost the fight, you wouldn't have seen me. I wouldn't have spoke to nobody. I'd have been too embarrassed, too ashamed of myself, and just so hurt that I couldn't show my face. Where after this fight I lost, it was just normal. I didn't have no like I had feelings, so I knew then it was time to give up.
Do you feel that the Lee Selby of 10 years ago would have been at better stead, would have been more capable for that fight?
I would have won the fight, definitely, yes.
No doubt about it.
No doubt about it, and that's another thing why I knew it was time to hang him up. I can't, and the guy I lost, George Kambosos, I lost to him previous in a real close fight. Could have went either way. I know 10 years ago, like he was near enough 10 years younger than me. 10 years ago, I would have done him, and I would have done Gustavo Lemos, and that was a sign for me to pack up. And if I did continue to box, what would happen? Like so many other fighters, I'd be used as a measuring stick, like a gatekeeper. And after being on top for so long, I couldn't lower myself to doing it.
No, I definitely feel you made the right decision. A lot of fighters, as we know, they go on a bit too long and they tarnish their legacies in some aspects. Yeah. Lee, you've given us many great nights, many great moments in British boxing. The rest of the British boxing world would like to thank you, give you your credits on the best in your retirement.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lee. Thank you for your time.